now streaming on Disney+. After nearly 50 years, Lucasfilm finally answers the question, what does the Empire do during their downtime? Get ready for all the tedium and mind-numbing boredom of Dinner with Your Relatives in Season 2 of Andor. Uncle Floyd was like, when we last left Cyril, he was eating blue Cocoa Puffs and settling into his new position at the Bureau of something. I don't know what these people do. And the object of his affection greeted him with utter disdain.
I should say thank you.
Now, it's 4 years before the Battle of Yavin, and they've moved in together. He's worked his way up to middle manager in the Bureau's cubicle farm. And she's trying to figure out the Empire's energy policy for, who exactly does she work for?
Spiders.
Oh, Krennic, okay. Now, they'll have to face their most terrifying enemy, a stereotypically an overbearing Jewish mother.
You look nothing like what I expected.
Watch as they deal with their passive aggressiveness.
Since when are you drinking spiced tea?
When I see you so rarely, are we not allowed to change?
Eat fondue.
More calf.
And what would Disney Star Wars be without drinking coffee? Dear God, is this where Star Wars is now? Disney and Lucasfilm have completely lost sight of the fact that the Empire is evil! Nobody cares what they do off the clock! They've destroyed entire civilizations, murdered children, wiped out the Republic's peacekeepers, and have made the galaxy a police state!
Let me see your identification.
I get that these are two people that are just cogs in the machine, but there's a reason why they haven't shown this before!
Access to stable, unlimited power will transform the galactic economy and solidify imperial authority.
That's because nobody gives a shit! This is where the tagline goes? Who cares anymore? Don't miss the series that finally, at long last, shows you that Star Wars isn't remotely interesting beyond the Skywalkers. Honey, I Shrunk the Empire. Only on Disney+. Wait a minute, this actress is 45 years old. If this is 4 years before the Battle of Yavin and Luke was 19 in A New Hope, that would make her 30.
I was raised in an Imperial kinderblock.
That's a little old to be an orphan, don't you think? Right there with you, Cyril, buddy.
Because of certain indiscreet remarks by Don Imus and Howard Stern, WNBC Radio apologizes to the following: the National Organization for Women, the New York chapter of Hadassah, Governor Cuomo, the New York Jets, the United States Congress, both houses, Nassau Community College, the Gay Men's Choir, Sons of Italy, Rabbi Arthur Selkowitz, my wife,
66 WNBC. If we weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good.
Queen Elizabeth, Mayor Koch,
Hi, New York. You know, before I was a comedian, I was a guitar player. And I wanted to be the best, but I wasn't. Just like a lot of radio stations try to be K-Rock, and they're not, because K-Rock is the best. It's the best classic rock and roll you're gonna find, and they have it all day. And they have Howard Stern in the morning. And we don't mean to laugh in the face of the other radio stations. But you're just not K-Rock! Turn to K-Rock 92.3 FM!
Please evaluate the show on its merits.
You are a meathead.
Please give it a chance. And so...
A meathead, dead from the neck up. Meathead.
Coming up on the CW. It's summer. It's finally time to relax by the pool. Until it's time to kick ass! Time to just lay back and catch some rays. And a fist to the face! And find that new summer romance. And wait for all hell to break loose. Be sure to watch the all-new summer season of Kung Fu High Pool Party. Hoo-yah! Coming up on the CW, it's prom night. And love is in the air. Until it's time to throw down. Sam and Miguel share a tender moment. But look who's crashing the party. watch as young couples share a romantic dance and fight and dance fight. Be sure to watch an extra special episode of Kung Fu High Prom Night. I really got to group the whatchamacallit together. I got to group all the videos together on the OBS, which I still hate, by the way. How's it going, everybody? Oh, it is Sunday, February 1st. How is everybody doing out there in radio land? It's really YouTube land, but really radio. I consider it more radio. So, we have been cursed with another Star Trek show. And this is the point of the broadcast where they say, Vamp, give people a chance to come in. Vamp. Yeah, like I said, we've been cursed with another Star Trek show. And it is not good. It is everything we thought it was going to be. It is everything that we feared it was going to be. Is everything that they're capable of delivering, really. They're not capable of delivering much, but first, let me set the stage. We have the New England Patriots are taking on the Seattle Seahawks next week in the Super Bowl. Is our NFL update for this week. We have no games today other than the Pro Bowl. And I'm not sure how that is going because, obviously, I really don't count that. Well, the guys who are participating and get a nice kind of vacation in Hawaii or wherever they're playing this. Where are they playing? Where are they playing the Pro Bowl this year? They're playing the Pro Bowl. It used to take place in Hawaii. It is taking place at the NFL Flag Fieldhouse. Being held in San Francisco. Oh, okay. They want the Pro Bowl and Super Bowl to be in the same place. Yeah, it hasn't been in Hawaii since 2016, so it shows you what I know. But Starfleet Academy, oh dear God. Dear God. It is abysmal. It really is. It is probably the worst. If not one of the worst, it is definitely the worst Star Trek series that Alex Klutzman and company have cursed us with. To set the stage, I did a video on it, and this week the episode titled Vox in Excelso, or whatever the hell it is, features the gay Klingon. And they don't say he's a gay Klingon, but come on, he's a gay Klingon. He was wearing a dress. Or a scant. Now let me bring up the article. Some people like this just fine, and those people listen. You can like what you like, but let me just tell you, when it comes to Starfleet Academy, you're wrong. Okay, it wasn't that. Okay, where did I? No, not that one. What the hell is my window capture? I gotta group these back together. Window capture there? No, it's not that. Oh, for crying out loud! For crying out loud! We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Let's see. Is that doing it? No, that's not doing it. No. What the hell? There it is. Usually, as usual, it's Polygon. Polygon, as always. The repeat offender. Why Starfleet Academy turned the Klingons into polyamorous refugees. The show's latest episode redefines what it means to be a Klingon warrior. Klingons, who is this by? Who wrote this? Who wrote Samantha Nelson? Let's take a look at Samantha Nelson. Let's take a look at who Samantha... Oh, okay. There's Samantha Nelson. Let's see what her profile is. Really no. Okay, well, we're not trying to dog. She's putting this out there. Samantha writes about TV, movies, TV, games, comics for Polygon. Her work has also appeared in IGN, Games Radar. Now, IGN and Polygon are owned by the same company, I think. Games Radar Plus, the AV Club, and Dicebreaker. When she's not writing about supervillains, TTRPGs, and epic fantasy, she's covering restaurants, bars for Eater Chicago and the Chicago Tribune. She lives in Amsterdam. Of course she lives in Amsterdam. Of course. Hold on. I got a text message here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll send you the article. You cover restaurants for Eater Chicago, but you live in Amsterdam. With her husband and 2 cats who enjoy sitting in board game boxes. Good for you, Samantha. Yay! Yay! I said the Klingons are polyamorous. Yay! Yay! Look at me, I'm so stunning and brave. Yay! Oh, yay! Yay! Doggy, shut up. My brother's dog is in the background, by the way. No, I am not going to turn off my ad blocker. The show's latest episode redefines what it means to be a Klingon warrior. Oh, look. Photo partner Palmer Paramount Plus. Klingons are one of the most iconic species in Star Trek, attracting a hugely dedicated fan base who admire their complex culture and even learn their language. The portrayal of Klingons has changed dramatically over the past 60 years, moving from Cold War-era stand-ins for Russians to noble warriors who could be one of the fiercest allies in any conflict. Starfleet Academy is reimagining them again in Episode 4, Vox in Excelso, which airs January 29th. Editor's note, this article contains major spoilers for Starfleet Academy Episode 4. Well, you know what? It would have to be good enough to spoil. There's nothing to spoil here because it's not good. And I hate it. I hate every single minute of this. This is... Okay, I'll get to it in a second here. In the original Star Trek and the prequels, Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds, the Klingon Empire is portrayed... first of all, you didn't have to capitalize the... The Klingon Empire is portrayed as fierce adversary of the United Federation of Planets. The Empire settled into the role of powerful geopolitical rival in Star Trek The Next Generation, which continued the series' emphasis on inclusion by adding the Klingon security officer Worf, Michael Dorn, to the command crew of the Enterprise. In Vox in Excelso reveals that the bird... Oh, it's the bird! The bird! Oh, we mentioned the bird! Yay! We mentioned the bird! We mentioned the bird! Yay! The catastrophic event that shattered the Federation in the 31st century also devastated the Klingons. Their homeworld, Kronos, was destroyed. And the species is on the brink of extinction, mostly living in refugee camps. Oh, Christ. I don't know if I can keep this character up. There are so many refugees at any given time in the world. It is part of the human condition, Starfleet Academy co-showrunner Noga Landau told Polygon in a video interview. We feel that on a show like Starfleet Academy, it's important to tell that story. Why? Why? You know, you may think this is the first time a refugee crisis has ever happened. No, it happened during World War II. It happened in the 70s and 60s and 70s with the Cuban refugees, the Haitian refugees. It happens all the time. I'm not diminishing it, but it happens more often than you think. Vox in Excelso focuses on Jaden Cragg. You named him Jaden. You named him Jaden. Jaden, you. All right, everybody, we need a Klingon name. Come on, what do you got? There's no bad ideas. Jaden. Everybody okay with Jaden? Yeah. Okay, Jaden. Jaden, it is. Kareem, played by Kareem Diane, whatever the hell his name is. Starfleet Academy's only Klingon student. When a ship carrying members of 8 Klingon great houses to a refugee camp suffers a catastrophic mechanical failure, the Federation wants to offer assistance, but the proud Klingons refuse aid. That I don't. No, that wouldn't happen. No. That would not happen, because we've already established. Pardon me. That what was the time loop episode? The Tomorrow is Yesterday? No, that's the TNG time loop episode. What the fuck was it named? Come on, help me out here. Let me see the TNG time loop episode. The one where they go back. TNG time loop episode. No. Episode. Time Rift. Episode Tasha Yar. What the Yesterday's Enterprise. That's it. Yesterday's Enterprise. That one, yeah. As usual, I'm like, that one with Tasha Yar. So they would assist. They consider it honorable even for an enemy to render assistance. So, you're wrong. When a ship carrying 8 members, okay, we read that part, but the proud Klingon refused aid. Jaden becomes a voice for his culture when the issue is discussed in the school's debate class. Following a long history of rhetoric-focus-based Star Trek episodes, Jaden faces, dear God, that name, faces his fear of public speaking to make his argument, coming up with a way for the Federation to give the Klingons a new homeworld without violating sense of honor. The episode redefines what it means to be a Klingon warrior. It also redefines what it means to be a bad actor. It really does. This kid cannot fucking act. Pardon my language. And I feel like I should say I'm sorry, but I'm really not. I am a Klingon warrior. The Klingon Empire will not accept help from a lesser species, or whatever the hell he said. I think every soul in the galaxy right now at some point has to go to war, Landau said. That's a very Starfleet idea. What? No, it's not a Starfleet idea. No, you dumbass. It would be to avoid war. Starfleet is a peacekeeping organization, humanitarian and peacekeeping organization. They're armed because space is dangerous and the Federation has a lot of enemies. God, these people are such dumbasses. That war shows up in all forms, and it's about how you meet it when it comes to you. No, you're a dumbass! You are a grade A U.S. certified dumbass! Where do they find these people? Why are you making me yell about this? Dear God, these people are so fucking stupid. No, it's not a Starfleet idea to go to war. The Federation is to avoid war. Even with the Klingons. Even with the Romulan Star Empire. Even with Species 8472. Even with the Ferengi. Oh, dear God. Why are these people so fucking stupid? Why? Why? Jaden is a pacifist, studying to become a doctor, and as a Klingon, he's strikingly different from Worf. Diane, or whatever the frick his name is, told Polygon he was worried about how his character would be received until he spoke to Michael Dorn. For 4 months straight, I was just a ball of anxiety. Klingons are iconic, and I know naturally people would compare me to the Klingon, he said. Michael Dorn, from the House of Dorn, helped me to just relax and said, just have fun and do it in your own way, which is like a robot. Jaden also struggles with other people's expectations for him. His choice to pursue medicine and refusal to participate in a hunting ritual deeply upsets his parents, all 3 of them. All 3 of them, yeah. Apparently, Klingons now live in thruples or whatever, threesomes or whatever the hell their name is. Listen, I don't doubt that after a battle, the Klingons get a little freaky, okay? I don't doubt that. But I don't think it's a permanent living situation. They're a very traditional people. Starfleet Academy mentions polyamory in episode 3 when Cadet Darren Remy, George Hawkins. Oh, that's Kyonian bitch. Yeah, Kyonian bitch. When Cadet Kyonian bitch, George Hawkins, talks about his complicated love life. And Landau said, introducing a Klingon triad, Jaden has 2 fathers and a mother. He's just another way of shows holding up a mirror to the modern world. No, Star Trek's not supposed to hold a mirror up to the modern world. It's supposed to be an ideal world where we have our shit figured out. There are a lot of folks alive in the world now. Oh, that's Landau. That's the wrong guy. Well, might as well be the robot guy. There are a lot of folks alive in the world right now, and there have always been who have 3 parents. I never knew anybody had 3 parents, unless there was a step. God, these people are such dumbasses. We put our heads together when we were writing the episode, and we said there are going to be people in our audience who've never seen their kind of family before on screen. So why don't we have that? Klingons are fun. They seem to like all sorts of people who wouldn't hold back from having a 3-parent household. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Why do you have to do this to me? Why do you have to send... Why? Why do you have to do this to me? Swear to God. This is the stupidest bullshit I've read about Starfleet Academy and about Star Trek. I swear to God. Somebody, I think Samantha, I think our friend Samantha here is not being honest with her husband. I think Samantha is she wants a little something. They find those people in Starbucks in San Francisco. I wouldn't doubt it. Christ almighty. I really got to get upset about this. I really got to get ticked off about this. I really got to get ticked off about this. What the fuck am I reading? Where the fuck do you find these people? Where? And you know what? I hope Larry Ellison boots all of you. Listen, I'm not one. I don't like Larry Ellison. Okay, he's the second richest man right behind Elmo Husk. But you know what? If he fires the whole lot of you, you got it coming. I've been hearing rumors I've been reading, and some people have been sending me rumors behind the scenes. I can't say who. That supposedly, the rumors are out there. You can find them pretty easily. But supposedly, this version of Star Trek is going to be scrapped. I've been hearing those rumors for a while now. Supposedly there was that one where Simon Kinberg was going to take over. I'm not sure about that. There are also asteroids and stuff that might hit your ship. Yeah. Well, yeah, in this case, it's the hemorrhoids. For crying out loud. They removed Star Trek episode from YouTube. Although, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's another thing. They removed that Star Trek episode from YouTube. Yeah, I mean, if you try to listen, I don't know if that's deliberate to sort of get people over to Paramount Plus, but when you try to open the link, this is what you get. Private video. So you either have no confidence in this, which you probably don't, it got lambasted, or you're trying to steer people over to Paramount Plus. And here's the other thing, and I've been saying this for a while. This is upholding the new Trek. I don't want to call it a tradition because traditions usually apply to something positive. Not always, but Santa Hammerslag says he ate the link. Well, I hope you washed it down with some beer. But are they that they did not remove the comment section? I actually saw the comments. I don't know. Let me reopen last closed tab. It's not panning down. Actually, it gives you private. It gives you a private video. It says video unavailable when you're signed in. But I've been calling it. From the get-go. I said, how do I lay even money that everybody on this series, every freaking character has some kind of tragic backstory. They're all dealing with some sort of inner trauma. Whether it's Jaden. Whether it's Jaden, the gay Klingon, Kionian bitch, TikTok girl, hologram girl, Caleb. Who else? Calm Swallower. I bet you Calm Swallower has a tragic backstory. Am I forgetting anybody? Oh, Beta, not Deanna Troi. Yeah, the Betazoid girl. All of them will have some sort of tragic backstory. Because in New Trek, that's what passes for character. No, it doesn't. It doesn't tell me anything about the character, except you can't not write a character with a tragic backstory. And they grafted a tragic backstory onto Picard. My mother hanged herself. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Raffi had a tragic backstory. The freaking the guy with the beard there, the beardy guy with the ship, he had a tragic backstory. Seven of Nine, well, we know her backstory. I'm sure Alison Pill's character had a tragic. Yeah, Alison Pill's she killed her boyfriend. So we got to see her tragic backstory. Freaking the Romulan kid got a tragic backstory. Everybody has a tragic backstory or some disability. Because they think that makes them more complex, more nuanced. It doesn't. And what is everybody knows, I mean, listen, somebody give me the name of one of these characters. Somebody give me a name besides the gay Klingon kid here. Give me, somebody in the chat, type of the name of one of these characters. Other than the Doctor and other than Holly Hunter. Somebody, please. Somebody type the name of a character. They don't have names. They have a vague description. The other guy, Kionian bitch, he's got a Worf. Good try. Kionian bitch, he's gonna have a tragic backstory. Freaking TikTok girl, she's gonna have a tragic backstory. Calm Swallower is gonna have a tragic backstory if we get to know her. I'm sure Natsulu Part 2 is gonna have a still Natsulu on the bridge is gonna have a tragic backstory. Beardy Boy is gonna have a tragic backstory. Holly Hunter's got plenty of tragedy in her backstory. Not Deanna Troi is going to have a tragic backstory. And I'm pretty damn sure the hologram is going to have a tragic backstory. That's the other thing. You have a hologram. You have a student that's a hologram. You have a student that is a sentient hologram. How? How? They don't explain it. Where did it come from? We know where the Doctor came from. He was the EMH, the Emergency Medical Hologram, in case the chief medical officer on Voyager was killed or incapacitated. They had a holographic doctor that was algorithmically programmed to be able to treat certain injuries or diseases, whatever they needed, in a pinch until they could get another doctor. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And eventually, he became more and more self-aware. To the point where he got a hollow emitter, 26th century technology. And then he became more than just a hologram. And they haven't said how she works. How that works. Are there holographic projectors all around the building? Does she have a hollow emitter? Why does Holly Hunter? That's a good question. Apparently, somebody on this, on the writing staff and the producers, they have a thing for feet because she's always putting her feet everywhere. She's always exposing her bare feet. I'm like, yeah, you might not want to do that. She's drunk on power. Power. Jeremy Clarkson, power. These characters are they're hollow. They're like I said, they're not. Red letter media test. The red letter media test. If you can't describe a character without using their race, gender, or job, then they're a bad character. I can describe Tom Paris. Oh, former prisoner. Likes hockey. Got a thing for half Klingon women. Works on cars. Bit of a discipline case. I can describe B'Elanna Torres. Hard ass, but she's really kind of has two identities and really doesn't know where she fits in. You know, just waiting for someone like Tom Paris to crack that outer shell. I can describe Catherine Janeway, hard-ass disciplinarian. Doesn't take shit from anybody. Extremely dedicated professional. Won't let anything come between her crew or command or her ship. I can't describe. There's nothing. We don't know anything about these kids. It's been 4 episodes. All we know is we have a gay Klingon. And, you know, not for nothing. I'm kind of surprised that they're letting the female actresses walk around in such revealing outfits. That's actually kind of surprising. You know, you'd think they would object to that. Hold on, let's see. Let me say this. You know, really, listen. Maybe the actress said she wanted to. Maybe the actress said she wanted to, but yeah, listen. Where's copy image? Where's save image? No, I want open image in new tab. Okay, well, that's for fuck's sake. Now I got to enlarge it. It's not exactly ideal, but it'll do. Okay. Now the thing's not showing up. So, it's because I got game capture. Come on, this motherfucker. I hate OBS. I swear to God, I fucking hate OBS. I really fucking do. I really fucking hate OBS. I really do. Just the fact that there it goes. The fact that this is still the standard in streaming. This clunky program from 2007 is the standard for live streaming, and nobody has come up with anything better. Well, they have come up with stuff that's better, but the fact that nobody is really that this is the standard. Everybody just kind of throws up their hands. Oh well. Oh fucking well. What are we gonna do? Yeah, it's open source. Anybody can make changes to it, but you know what? I'm not. You know. One thing I wish they had was live chat integration for gaming. The freaking Twitch program does it. Listen, I gotta hit the men's room. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run a commercial. Where the heck is a commercial? Oh, for God's sake! Here we go. I'll be right back. Tired and stressed out from a day of not doing anything the least bit heroic? Then why not settle back with a warm cup of Devil's Dew coffee? It's got the perfect blend of caffeine and coffee flavor for that pick-me-up you need when you're going out on a literal blind date, or when you're not even trying to protect the city or anyone else. Now in light roast, dark roast, and our very own Satan's Bitter Piss Water blend. You know, all these shows do now is show people standing around drinking coffee, even with the bad guys. Can we please see something heroic? Anything. Please? Devil's Dew Coffee, straight from Hell's Kitchen to your cup. Now available at Whole Foods and Costco. You know, a whole generation grew up watching a bunch of neurotic a-holes in New York sit around a cafe and drink coffee all day.
So I guess that decides it.
We should have known that this was eventually going to happen.
Hanging out at a coffee place, not nearly as much fun as hanging out at a bar.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised that that they really let her walk around in this I Dream of Jeannie outfit. And listen, you know, if she chose to wear it, that's fine. Listen, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna tell her no. But given the state of modern Hollywood, yeah, I'm really kind of surprised that they let her do that. That they say, oh, it's too male gazy. But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, so modern Star Trek. I mean, the hologram girl. They already showed her in a like a bathing suit. We're not bathing, like a one piece, but yeah, they have co-ed. Oh, they have co-ed changing rooms. Just to sum this up, listen. This is written by people that are trying to rewrite high school. This isn't college. This is high school. This is high school, and I guarantee you, we will see a prom episode. They are gonna do an episode where they go to the prom. And there's going to be more than one same-sex couple. Jaden and maybe Kionian bitch. Maybe Instagram girl, whatever her name is. Probably Com Swallower and someone else. There's gonna be more than one same-sex couple, and they're gonna do a prom. I guarantee it. If not this season, then definitely next season. And for anyone who says, "Oh well, Starfleet always had dances," yeah, dances like a function, like a formal function, where the admiral is there, whatever. And there is on record, there is in Memory Alpha, that there is a Sadie Hawkins dance where the female cadets ask out the male cadets. Okay, that's fairly common. But I guarantee you it's going to be a thing. Because someone on the writing, one of the producers, somebody's going to try to rewrite their history. They're going to try to rewrite their high school experience and retroactively correct it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. If I were a betting man, you could take that to the bank. They've already done the whole prank thing. You know, the stupid war college. They wanted a fucking let's go watch my video. They wanted a Harry Potter rival house for the Woofy Puffs or whatever, Wiffle Poofs or whatever they call them. Yeah, Kermit Frog. It's called the Sadie Hawkins dance. It's a tradition. It's a tradition. But you know what? Listen, it's a. And the other thing too is they'll call it something else. They'll call it the annual feel good-orama or whatever. I don't know. But they'll call it something else to make it seem different or to give somebody a writing credit on it. Because you can't copyright Sadie Hawkins. Someone can have a contribution to Star Trek, to the Star Trek lore, and then everything after that includes it afterwards. Everything that includes it afterwards, they have to give them a check. That's the real reason why they make the changes. Because if something you create gets used afterwards, you get a check for it. I believe that's the case. Okay, have I yelled enough about Star Trek? And you know that this series is so front-loaded. This series is always front-loaded that the worst is yet to come. If this episode was bad, the next one is going to be worse. Oh my God. The cliff is right in front of us. And it is just charging headlong towards it. Full speed ahead. They are going to run this straight off a cliff. Mark my words that this next episode is going to be worse than this one. They always put their best foot forward. The first 2 episodes were the best that they had. The third one was the drop off. Wasn't really that bad, but wasn't as good as, I'm using good as a figurative term. Wasn't as good as the first 2, but there's noticeable drop. And this one was terrible. The next one is gonna be god awful, and it's gonna be all downhill from there. Mark my words. Mark my words. There will be a prom episode, and this series is just going to get progressively worse. All right, that's what I want to say about that. Now it is time for me to do a tribute. Sadly, we experienced a loss here in the tri-state area. Now, if many of you know that I grew up in the New York area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. And it was around 1981 when I first became familiar with this man's work. We had cable television back then. We'd gotten cable television somewhere in the early 80s, I believe 1980. It was a fairly new thing. You could see different channels from all over New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area. You could see Channel 38 in Boston. They covered the Bruins, and you could see Channel 9 out of Secaucus, New Jersey. They covered the Knicks and the Rangers and the Mets. You could see, all kinds of stuff, and you could see a lot of the UHF channels were migrating to cable. WTXX Channel 20 out of Waterbury, Connecticut was the channel I used to watch G.I. Joe on. And Transformers for that. WPIX out of New York. They would run Star Trek very frequently. And they also showed the New York Yankees, and they had various programs. After dinner you'd watch the Honeymooners, or you'd watch The Odd Couple. Channel 5, where you'd watch the news out of there, and you'd see whatever. It was an interesting time. A lot of reruns. You'd see like reruns of I Love Lucy. But the thing about television in the late 70s, early 80s was that if anyone ever seen the Weird Al movie UHF, you know what I'm talking about. There were a lot of small stations, a lot of small television stations. And this is all over the country. Nothing about the casting of Nolan's. I really don't know a whole lot about that. I know they're making a big stink about Lupita Nyong'o. Hey, listen, I like Lupita Nyong'o. I don't mind Lupita Nyong'o. She's a very attractive woman in my estimation. And I like her as an actress. She's good in everything she does. I don't mind. Listen, Lupita Nyong'o's playing Helen Troy. Oh, okay, she's good. Okay. This is one of the few things that really doesn't bother me all that much. I don't know why. Listen, probably because I like Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know. I really have no strong feelings on it either way. I'm like, okay, well, listen, people aren't going to like it. Fine. Yeah, really. Listen, I don't know who would play Helen of Troy. Would it be Gal Gadot? I mean, it's not really. It's not. I never read the Odyssey, so I don't really have a strong emotional attachment to it. Yeah, but Helen is Greek. Okay. I don't know of any Greek actresses offhand. I really don't. I mean, imagine they could get somebody and dye her hair black. I mean, I don't know of any Greek actresses offhand that could play the part. Described fair skin, golden hair. Okay. Okay, well, listen, like I said, I have to learn more about it before I can have an opinion on it. It's not something I was planning on talking about. Like I said, I'd have to learn more about this, and I'd have to come back to it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's Christopher Nolan. They do have certain diversity initiatives they have to adhere to for making movies. Probably get some tax credits for it. I don't know. I don't know how that works. So I mean, it's not a situation. I would say it's not a situation where it irritates me like the constant Idris Elba playing James Bond. Like, that irritates me more because he said he doesn't want to do it. And no matter how many times the internet said, "Oh, well, Idris Elba should be James Bond. Where do I vote?" He said he doesn't want to do it. Oh yeah, but we're gonna vote. And like, you don't get the vote. Oh yeah, but maybe he'll do it. Mike, he said he doesn't want to. Besides, he's too old. Yeah, some talk I like that. I wish they would put the rest. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to learn more about this. Yeah, but the other thing too, it doesn't make sense. It kind of doesn't make, like, again, I don't know the particulars of it, so I'm not gonna say, you son of bitches. Blah, blah, blah. Fair-skinned, golden-haired. Well, like I said, yeah, Helen of Troy was Greek. Greeks tend to typically have black hair. So I've never known any. I'm just going by the stereotypes. Yeah, I don't know any Greeks. So no, actually, man, the place I used to buy my sandwiches from years ago, the deli was Greek, I guess. Yeah, but everybody was, you deal with the guy up front, and that's it. He seemed okay. But anyway, so where was I? I don't even know. I'll talk about it again. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna probably be playing Red Dead Redemption. I just got that. I installed it. Pretty hefty download. 112 gigabytes. Oh, I'm not going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront anymore because that game really does suck. I really didn't like that game. Really did suck. So anyway, I digress. So Red Dead Redemption, yeah, take a good look be on the lookout for me playing that. That'll be fun. Lots of me screaming, you son of a bitch. So anyway, like I said, the early 80s was a weird time for television, for people. We had just gotten cable. Sandra Hammerslag, you're from the Netherlands. You're not going to be familiar with this next topic, but like I said, we had cable. We had cable for a couple years, and then for about a year or so, and then they would add channels frequently, and there was a channel that my cable system added between channels 7 and 9 and the channel 8 spot. They really didn't add a whole lot. Sometimes you didn't notice when they added something. But we were flipping through the channels when we saw this guy. He was doing this show, and the show was cheap. Was cheap looking. And the humor was, the sets were crude and a bit rough. But we kept watching. Even in light of the unprofessionalism, I mean, you know, the cards at the beginning were just hand-drawn pieces of paper. The title cards were just hand-drawn and just shot with a regular camera. And like I said, it was very low quality, and the humor was kind of off the wall. It was very unprofessional, but damn it, it was brilliant. Little did I know that guy had been on the air in New Jersey for about 8 years before that. And that guy had a cult following. And that guy I'm referring to is this guy. If I could bring him up. Where the hell is my son of a bitch? No, I got to struggle to find this. I got to group everything together. This fella right here. This man is named Floyd Vivino. The one, the only, New Jersey's own Uncle Floyd. Uncle Floyd was, it was just something you had to experience. And I was lucky enough to see him the first time around, to see him on television first. We watched the show faithfully every night at 6 o'clock. He would come on my cable system. It started out as a kid's show, but then it grew and it became sort of a kid's show for adults. He had his cast of characters: Scott Gordon, Netto, Muggsy, Looney Skip Rudy. And one of the great thrills of my childhood was that Floyd had a wall he would call Voice of the People, where people would send in drawings and notes and letters. He put them up there. One of my drawings was on Uncle Floyd's wall. And sadly, the world now is a lot less funny. Because, as I've said, sadly, we have lost a local legend. Uncle Floyd Vivino, sadly has left us at the age of 74. Remembering comic and entertainer Uncle Floyd, a friend to Staten Island, he died at 74. Now, Uncle Floyd had several health problems. He had a stroke. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer. But still, sad that he leaves this world. Staten Island, New York. Uncle Floyd Vivino, much adored variety show host who once ran for governor of New Jersey, died Thursday in a rehabilitation center in Totowa, New Jersey. He was 74. The Paterson, New Jersey native had been battling multiple health issues for more than 2 years, including bladder and prostate cancer in 2022. A diagnosis he had shared publicly following a stroke the following year. His death was announced on social media by his brother, Jerry Vivino. With a heavy heart, I am sad to announce the passing of my brother and everybody's favorite uncle, Floyd Vivino. After a 2.5-year battle with ongoing health issues, his curtain peacefully closed at 6:05 p.m. on Thursday, January 22nd. Rest in peace, big brother. You will be missed. But always remembered by friends, family, and your loving fans. October 19th, 1951 through January 22nd, 2026. The family will be holding a private funeral with a memorial celebration of the life to be announced at a future date. About Uncle Floyd, the show hosted by Vivino, the eponymous character in The Uncle Floyd Show, was a cult classic comedy show, a blend of soupy sales, slapstick, puppetry, and musical guests. Based in New Jersey, the show that aired from 1974 to 2001 was geared for kids, but also popular with adults, and known for its low-budget, chaotic, and improvisational vaudeville-style format, often featuring local talent and satire. it became a staple of the New York City area TV. He was revered by celebrities like John Lennon and David Bowie, who wrote the song Slip Away about Vivino, the Ramones, who were part of Vivino's 13,000-member fan club, and John Bon Jovi, also a New Jersey son. Uncle Floyd gave me a shot on his show before anyone. Thank you, Floyd. Rest easy, my friend, Bon Jovi wrote on social media Friday night. Along with the message, Bon Jovi posted a clip of a 1981 appearance by his former John Bon Jovi band on Vivino's television show. The clip showed Bon Jovi, who was still a teen at the time, singing after being introduced by Uncle Floyd. Floyd's appeal included rockers he booked on his show, including Cyndi Lauper, Elvis Costello, and Blue Oyster Cult. Also, the Smithereens appeared. Staten Island Connections. Jeff Benjamin, a sports writer, explained that as a kid in the late 70s, he found the Uncle Floyd TV show on UHF Channel 68. My friends Tom Lorenzo and Pete Petronzio formed a fan club in 1980, and we arranged for Floyd and his TV crew to do an appearance at the Great Kills Community Club. Hundreds came down, he shared. Guests on the show including the Ramones, Cyndi Lauper, and Jan and Dean, along with Staten Islanders like David Johansen and True Rumor drummer Bobby Mahler. David Bowie and John Lennon were among his millions of fans, and Bowie wrote a song about him, Slip Away, Benjamin added. There's Floyd in his later years. My wife, Roseanne, surprised me at my 50th birthday party by having Floyd come down, he continued. Then, from 2015 to 2017, Uncle Floyd came down to the Brighton Kiwanis annual roast dinners at the Staten Island, at the Staten. Yeah, that's it. Where Floyd joined us in roasting Judge Mike Brennan, Michael McVeigh in 2016, and Doc Craig Campbell in 2017, and Jack LaGrecky in 2018. And he also appeared regularly at Our Lady of Mount Carmel summer festivals in Rosebank. So there's Floyd on the left, Michael McVeigh, Floyd, Jimmy Hart. There's Dr. Craig Campbell. Floyd was actually a very, very well-loved figure. Around 1980, fan Ron Hill, a Staten Islander, recounted that around 1980, TV Guide had an article about a New Jersey UHF channel called the Uncle Floyd Show, which on the surface appeared to be a kid's show, but as the article stated, was filled with subversive comedy. In short order, I found Channel 68, and while the picture quality was filled with snow and static, you could see just enough. I was instantly hooked. The Uncle Floyd Show was filled with daily characters, puppets, pictures on the wall, musical acts like the Ramones, David Johansen, and Floyd himself was no slouch on the piano. Floyd was a fantastic piano player. Where every episode he would play some old-time song or another. My grandmother, while she would like Uncle Floyd's songs, she hated the show with a passion. Every sketch was always filled with hoots and hollers of the cast off camera, like a live studio audience, but with 10 drunk 70s dudes. That's true. Hill said he got in on the Uncle Floyd Show at a good moment. Within a few years, the show put out a cast album and had a late night run on NBC. By the end of the 80s, I was working in the comic store full time and had a social life, and the Uncle Floyd Show had bounced around various channels. I couldn't keep up anymore. I would still occasionally tune in, but in my early days watching it when it was appointment TV, it was much easier to understand all the jokes that would carry from episode to episode. He added the Uncle Floyd Show. Uncle Floyd continued to be a nightclub performer until a few years ago when he got sick. I was lucky enough to see him several times at a local church festival on Staten Island, a mile from my home. Rest in peace, Uncle Floyd. Normally, I'm not a big celebrity guy. I don't really want to meet all that many people whose work I enjoy, and most of them are cartoonists. But Floyd Vivino was and is and will always be someone special to me. I am and will always be an adoring fan. I feel very lucky that I got to meet him and show my appreciation to him for all the happiness he brought me. I worked so hard on the drawing of him because I wanted that appreciation and love to show through. I'm a little heartbroken today. So, Yeah, Floyd Vivino, he was actually quite a character. He's actually in the movie. He's actually in the movie Good Morning Vietnam as one of the guys working at Armed Forces Radio. So, but you really had to be there. I mean, this is one of those things that I say you had to be there. You had to be a kid in the 70s and 80s. You had to have watched the show back in the day to really get it. And it was a time that you're not going to be able to repeat, because this was he was one of a kind. And you couldn't, with everything being so corporatized today, stations being owned by large conglomerates, controlling every aspect of it, I don't think you could do what he did. I really don't. I don't think you could do now what he did. Maybe you could do it on public access, but and the show actually would air in a syndicated version after Saturday Night Live. He would do live shows. Uncle Floyd at the Bottom Line. This show is adults only. He was really a revered character in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. Yeah, it's like I said, the world is a lot less funny now without Uncle Floyd. He did the show from 1974 to 2001. He was doing it on a small channel, on another small channel in New Jersey. He would pay for the airtime out of his own pocket and then sell advertising to recoup the costs. And I would like to get my hands on some of those shows. I really would. I really would. And he was doing shows on the internet, just I think audio-only shows, for a long time, where you would pay whatever it was, $5, $10, whatever, and you would listen. Uncle Floyd, one of a kind. Really is sad to see someone like him pass away. Really is. And David Bowie and John Lennon, the Ramones, Cyndi Lauper, David Johansen. He actually kicked David Bowie out of the studio. It was in the late 70s. Bowie went down there. He goes, I'm David Bowie. I'm working. You got to leave. Man, but like I said, it's just, he had some health, he had health issues, but I really kind of wanted him to stick around a little longer. I really did. Yeah. You can find some of his stuff on YouTube. There's some tributes to him on YouTube. There's collections of his show on YouTube. But again, if you weren't there the first time, you might not get it. But everybody go check out Uncle Floyd's work on YouTube. And like I said, the world is a lot less funny place now without Uncle Floyd. It really is. Uncle Floyd, gone but not forgotten. You will be sorely missed. So anyway, so that is the show for this week. Sorry to leave you on a somber note. We will have more gaming coming up. As I've said, we will... Yes. Michael Keller, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you've, like I said, this broadcast, this will remain up, so you can go back and listen to it. I'm just wrapping up now. I just did what I hope is a very heartfelt tribute to Uncle Floyd. I don't know if you're familiar with him, being from Switzerland. But again, like I said, he was one of a kind. Oh, jeez. Yeah, YouTube really does suck that way. He really does. No. It really does. YouTube really does suck sometimes. So again, like I said, if you want to go back, I always leave the broadcasts up. I don't privatize anything. Maybe I should, but I don't unlist it. So okay, so we're gonna wrap it up there. No football this week. Go Marty, gotta get back in time. Everybody, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. We're gonna be playing. Actually, we'll probably be playing Fall Guys over on Mecca's stream. I have the link to her GoFundMe in my description here, in my stream description. If you haven't contributed, please consider doing so. If you can't afford to contribute, listen, I know times are tight for everybody. If you can't contribute, then if you can share it with somebody or some place where they're gets shared around, believe it or not, that does help. It does help quite a bit. So if you can share the GoFundMe, that's also appreciated. You can also go to Amazon. She has a link to her Amazon wish list. You can send her stuff that she needs there. The kitty always needs food. So food, litter. She has a lot of stuff like vitamins and stuff to help her with it. You could get her stuff there. And every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. It always, listen. Even if you share something, even if you just share it put it in front of more eyes, that helps as well. All right, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. Michael Keller, Sandra Hammerslag, Constant Drowsiness, Kermit Frog, James Caserta E8C. Is that it? Oh, that's all the names I see. Shish Rebels. Everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. Like I was saying, I always leave the streams up. Go check out the Best of Uncle Floyd on YouTube. He would want it that way. And everybody, we will catch you all next time. Go to Mecca stream and watch us play Fall Guys. It's most hilarious. See you later.